Welcome to Yoga with Cynthia. I'm Cynthia Bialik. I'm both the host and the producer for this program. Irene Faithful is here with me faithfully most of the programs, and we are going to be providing you a yoga class for better backs. So if you've been refraining from taking yoga because you have a bad back, this is the class for you. It's going to be really slow. It's going to be controlled. We're going to be using our hands for support on our body. We're also going to be using a block. If you're not equipped with yoga props at home, and you do have a shoebox, you can put a towel inside that shoebox and put some tape around it, and that could be a block for you. So if you want to participate today, you want to run and do that and join us back on the mat. We've had all sorts of classes, yoga for children, we've had yoga for golfers, we've had power yoga classes, arm balance poses. So this class is going to be a little different, just really easy and slow going for those of you that have back pain. So we're going to start with some warm-up moves. I want you to separate your feet a little wider today. This oftentimes is easier on the low back. And we're going to start by swaying forward and back, just shifting your body weight. And we're going to move the arms in opposition to the body. So as we move the body forward on the balls of the feet, our arms are back. And as we move back, our arms are forward. So start swinging nice and comfortably back and forth. And you don't need to do it necessarily to our beat, whatever feels good to your body. We're waking up the bottoms of our feet for better balance, gripping the feet with our toes and the balls and the heels of our feet, using the arches like suction cups, pulling up through the arches of our feet. So now we're going to settle down the balls and the heels of our feet, and we're going to bring those hands up to the shoulders. And I just want you to bring those elbows in and out. And as you bring them out, I want you to look up. So slightly extending the spine, not too much. Bring the elbows in, bring them out, and lift the chest. So we're breathing in, exhale, and down. Breathe in, and exhale. Breathe, and exhale. Now this time we're going to lift that left arm up in the air, and we're going to make a circle around the whole body. So when we circle to the right side, we're stretching the lats. And when we come back, we're extending the spine. As we come forward, we're folding forward. And we're going to increase the diameter of that circle to encompass your whole body and your whole mat. Slowly warming the spine and the muscles around it. One more time around. And then hold that lateral extension, looking up underneath your left elbow as you lean to the right, laterally flexing that spine, looking underneath your left shoulder. And then start to come back to center. Change your arms. Take that right arm in the air, and we're going to take it over and around. Go slow, building the diameter of that circle slowly. And see where you feel comfortable. Some of you may not feel as comfortable making that circle as wide as we're doing, so make it smaller. Accommodate your own body, how it feels. One more time around. And on the exhale, pull over to your left, look underneath your right elbow, and just stay there. Two more slow breaths. And bring those arms up in the air, hands in prayer, and sit back behind your heels. Sink down slowly, and then lift up. So One way of strengthening the back is making sure that we're always using the core. So what I want you to do is come down, place your thumbs right at the base of your sternum, and right below it, pulling your navel to your spine. Come back up, breathe deep. And the other way to protect your back is when you're picking something up off the floor, using your quads, lowering your body down instead of leaning forward and yanking whatever you want up off the floor. You want to go ahead and reach when you're down low. Reach for what you want to get and come back up rather than folding forward and overstretching that low back. So here we go. We're going to try to reach for the floor. So let's come down, slow. Take one arm down and reach for the floor. So that's much better for you. Let's do the other hand. Come down and reach with your right hand and come up. So you can practice this using your core. Strengthen, reach down and up. Breathe. Exhale, come down. Use the strength of your core. And one more time on each side. And this time we're going to hold there. Strengthen those quads, strengthen the core, driving the navel into your spine. Come back up and lift. Last one. Come down slowly. Bring your right hand down. Hold there. And come back up. Now, axial extend the spine. Stretch up as long as you can. And then we're going to twist our whole body to the right. So twisting is a part of life. And when we do errands throughout the day, sometimes we don't even notice that we have to twist as much as we do. Taking bags in and out of the car, carrying children, putting them into the back seat, or lifting them up into a high chair. So we're constantly loading our body and twisting at the same time. But if we can remember, let's bring those arms up again, to always axial extend before we twist, then we're going to protect our back. So one more time, deep breath in. Practicing in this way. Exhale and down. Let's drop those hands to the ground. Now to support our back into forward flexion, we're going to hinge at the hips and slide our hands down the thighs. Now draw the navel into your spine again and fall forward in towards the mat. Put your big toes together. Some of you may be able to reach down. If you can, go ahead. Otherwise, place your hands on the shins. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. Just let your head drop toward your toes. Deepen your breaths. Feel the back stretching. Feel the ribs pulling apart. And now soften your knees. Bring your hands up on your thighs and slowly roll up. Take those arms back up in the air and in prayer. All right, so now we're going to actually turn to the left side of your mat. And if you have a block at this time, go ahead and utilize it. You're going to place it on its high side and you're going to put it in the middle of your mat and you're going to place your right hand on it. Now our axial extension is going to be straight forward. So pull back through your sitting bones, pull through the crown of your head, and now we're going to take our right hand back over our left hip and just look straight out. We're going to hold that twist. Breathe deep. So another way of protecting your back is don't go into any twist fully until you've really warmed up the spine. So we're going to take that left hand down to the block, take your right hand over your left hip, and just turn to the back edge of your mat. Now what's nice about these yoga blocks is that you can put them at different levels. So we're going to drop this down on its side like this. And now place your left hand on the block. This time put your right hand on your hip and look up in the air. See if you can reach that right arm up there. Look up, twisting that spine a little further around. And this time we're going to take that right hand underneath your shoulder and grab for your ankle. Drop the head down towards your block. Separating the shoulder blades, stretching out the back. And now we're going to take our right hand on the block, turn to the back of the room, start to open the chest. Reach up with your left arm. Look up. Keep opening the ribcage as much as you can. And on the next exhale, you're going to take that left hand over to the right leg. Drop the head down and hold there. Now this time, if you're able to, place the block flat. Bring both hands on the block. Some of you may be able to bring that head closer down. Now bend your knees and come up slowly. Stretch and traction that spine up in the air. Bring your hands in prayer and lift those arms up to your ears. Now another way to protect your back is making sure you have enough flexibility in your shoulders and your arms to do your daily tasks. So we're going to go ahead and take that right hand behind the right shoulder. You're going to take your left arm out and then swing it behind your back and come up behind that shoulder. So here we are, and I'm just going to turn myself around so you can see me here. Try to get as much of a grip as you can. Now if you can, look up in the air. And we're going to switch. Other arm is up. Lift your rib cage high, look up in the air. Reach back as far as you can. And just breathe. Look up if you can, finding your back in mild extension. Deepening your breaths. Now release those arms, and this time we're going to turn all of our toes to the front of your mat. You can bring your block out in front of you. You can place your hands on your block and fold forward. Make sure you're drawing your navel to your spine, stabilizing your body as much as you can. Stay where you feel comfortable. And like I said, this is great to use blocks because you can move that block on any angle. As you feel you're more limber, coming down a little closer to the mat, and even closer still, moving the block down another level, stretching as far forward as you can. Now let's bring those feet together. Step back with your right foot and same stretch. You can start up with your block high. Hold here. And start to come down a little lower if you feel you're able to. Feeling those hamstrings lengthening a little bit more. Coming down, lower still, letting your head drop. Now, if you have bad knees at home, I'm going to encourage you to place a cushion or something under your knees. We have a soft, actually this is a simulated wood floor, so it's foam. So we have cushioning under our knees here, underneath our mats. So we're going to come down on our knees, bring the heels of your hands to the mat, and you're going to pick your gaze straight up and let your belly hang. So relax the midsection. Then as to tighten that belly up on the exhalation, cat pose. So let's do that now. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw the navel in cat pose. Round out the back. Press down on the top of your feet. Then let your belly drop. Deep breath in, look up. Exhale and round the spine in cat tilt. Squeeze the buttocks tightly as you pull your navel into your spine and getting that back to stretch more deeply. Once again, look up. Deep breath here. And exhale, round the spine. And breathe and look up. And one more time, exhale around the spine. Now start to pull back over your heels. Stretch out your back, let your head drop to the mat. Let your shoulders relax if you can. If that's too much on your knees, you can slide yourself forward so your hips are not over your heels, but they're over your knees and you're letting your head rest on the mat. So either way, take your time and breathe. Now, we're going to keep those elbows down and we're going to gently drop the belly to the ground. Now, I know sometimes if you have issues with your back, you don't want to arch your back. You feel that you need to stay here as low as you can, keeping your belly on the floor. And that's right. If you feel that you shouldn't move up higher, then you shouldn't. However, if you want to test the waters, one way you can do it is to lift the elbows, but keep your hands low. Keep your elbows bent, but just lift your elbows and pull your shoulders back so you feel like your back muscles are engaged and then drop down. So when your elbows are on the ground, oftentimes your back is totally relaxed. Even though you're in an extension, you're not really using the back muscles as much as you are when you start to take your elbows off. So we're going to practice that 10 times, coming off the elbows to strengthen the back just a little bit. So here we go. Inhale, exhale, and pull. Contract the back. Then deep breath in, keeping the elbows up. Exhale and lower. Deep breath in, start to lift. Exhale, hold. Deep breath in, exhale and down. Deep breath in, elbows up. Hold. Deep breath in, exhale down. Now take your hands to the outside edges of your mat, turn your head, and place your right ear down, stretching the right side of your neck. Now lift your head up and turn your head to your right, stretching the left side of your neck. Now this time, as we take the head back to center, we're going to slide those hands underneath your chest so the fingertips are in the center of your chest, at the nipple line of your chest. We're going to start to push into the mat. Use the strength of your core. Round the spine once again. Curl your toes under, and I want you to look between your toes, because we're going to start to shift our weight back to the balls of our feet, lift off the knees, and moving into downward facing dog. So draw your navel into the spine, strengthening the core as much as you can in downward facing dog pose. Abs tight to the spine. 2 more deep breaths in downward facing dog. Return to the floor. And now we're going to do a little bird dog. So our left hand remains on the mat. Our left leg is back behind us. And our right arm reaches forward. Now, if you feel you want to give this a try to take your left leg up. Strengthening the back as much as you can, engaging your glutes. And slowly return to the floor. And now we're going to extend that right leg straight back. Try to lift that left arm off the floor. Look out. Slowly lift your right leg up, engaging those glutes, engaging your rector spinae muscles, lifting that chest up as high as you can. And return down into the mat. Let's try that again. Left leg is back. Right arm reaches forward. Left leg is up. Lift your chest and hold. And return to the mat. Deep breath. Exhale. Slowly push back into that right heel. Deep breath in. Reach up with your left arm. And lift your right leg. Hold there. And return to the mat. Now round the back and cap tilt again. And this time we're going to cross the ankles and have a seat back. And we're in staff pose. So I hope all of you are doing well at home and that you're listening to your bodies and you're just doing as much for your back as you feel that your back can handle. But with continued practice, your back should strengthen, and some more challenging poses might be in the horizon for you. So we're going to use a block here, and we're going to be coming down into our mat, but we're going to use the core a little bit. Remember, strengthening the core improves your back health. So we're going to place those hands behind your hips and just come down, and then we're going to push back up, using the strength of your core and a little bit of tricep help. So exhale, pull up, and inhale down. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, go down. Exhale, push into the mat. Come up. Inhale, go down. Exhale up. And inhale down. 2 more. Exhale up. And inhale down. 1 more time. Exhale up. Good. Now, slowly come down into the mat. Now, we're going to have to say goodbye because we're running out of time. But I want to thank you for watching today's program. Until next time, namaste. Use your block. We're going to place it between those knees. And just let your back sink into the mat. Turn your palms so they're facing upward.